Hi, my name is Catherine Holt, and I am taking UDL Math Section 2, and this is my final project, Lesson Analysis and Action Plan. I have decided to do Exploring Pascal's Triangle Advanced Level, and I found this lesson on the Math Forum. Why this lesson? I found this lesson on the Math Forum, and I teach a highly variable group of sophomores, juniors, and seniors Algebra 2. The students I teach, I feel like exemplify the UDL body perfectly. I have students on IEP plans, I have students on 504 plans with emotional problems. I teach some students who are very successful at math and find math comes to them very easily, and other students who are disruptive and have had behavior problems in the past who have struggled with math. So I feel like this is a great place for me to experiment and try a UDL lesson. Now, Algebra 2 is a very advanced class, and we are covering Pascal's triangle because we need to use it for the binomial theorem, we need to use it for patterns, and we also are using this to calculate the probability of certain events. So Pascal's triangle comes in handy in a lot of different places throughout 2 sections of discrete mathematics that we're covering. I thought Pascal's triangle would fit in well because there are so many different patterns. Some are very easy to notice and some patterns are very hard to notice, that it would cover a wide variety of learners and all learners would feel successful under this plan, which I feel is a part of UDL. Let's talk about the original lesson. The original lesson contains a handout with directions for students to examine the triangle. Now, it can be a handout or it can be an online lesson where students answer the same questions. Then the students are supposed to represent the patterns that they find through words and symbols, which fits well with the recursive and arithmetic and geometric sequences that we have already learned about, pulling from prior knowledge. Then students are supposed to answer 4 probing questions, which are the main goal of the lesson, where students will then discover the next row of the triangle, which goes on for infinity. Now, finally, after students discover the pattern of the triangle, they will work in groups to talk about their findings. Now, some great parts of the lesson as they exist: there's a computer Java program which can help support students find the patterns, and also the lesson contains vocabulary and sequences which students can click on so students can learn more about that sequence. So if students do not understand what a triangular sequence is, they can click on it and see examples of that sequence, which I thought was really cool because it was just instant access to more information that students might need. So as of right now, I believe that if we look at the UDL checkpoints, I believe 1.1, 1.3, 2.1, 2.3, 2.5, 3.3, 5.1, 6.2, 7.3, 8.2, and 3.4 are possibly covered within this lesson. Maybe not as well as I would like when I redo the lesson. So, when the lesson is redone, I would like to create a personal assessment to highlight the background knowledge. Again, the lesson pulls on some background knowledge, but I don't think students realize how important the background knowledge on the sequences that they already know and how important that is. Also, I would like to really build and support students' executive function skills here through self-regulation and also through self-assessment. So not only would I have the students just tell them to go work in groups, because let's all face it, when we tell students to work in groups, a lot of times they socialize. I would give them a handout and guidelines to follow when they are in their groups to help them continue to stay on track. Now, following the guided analysis and worksheet, The next part of the lesson talks about possible challenges that we might face. One of the challenges that we might face is that we don't have access to computers. So that's great that this lesson also comes with a handout. However, students wouldn't have the same access to the vocabulary, but students also do have a book where they could look up the words if they need to, and the sequences. Another challenge, it might be that students are unmotivated. Again, I would help that challenge because there are some very basic sequences that students can discover in this pattern, in the triangle, and some patterns that are very easy to notice. I would probe students to start finding those patterns. And once students have those small curiosities, once they figure out those, I'm hoping that that would lead them to try to discover more. So I really feel like this lesson does provide individual choice and autonomy, and I would really like to emphasize that part of the lesson with the changes that I make. Now, last but not least, I'm running out of time, so I would like to thank you for watching this video. This was a real challenge for me today to present the information through this form and through this media, but I feel like it's the way of the future. I'm very accustomed to writing papers, filling out checklists, and also doing PowerPoint presentations. So this was a challenge for me today, but I really wanted to try something new. So thank you for giving me this opportunity to choose the way that I present the information to you, and I hope that I do the same for my students in the future. So thank you.